please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? So because I saw Chris Chan being covered by Chris the Narc, linked to Chris's channel down below, not Chan Narc, I thought we should definitely go and have a look at the, well, I'd say insanity, but I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to call it otherwise, concerning Chris Chan's dimensional merge, which is still yet to happen, which baffles me to no end. In a video titled Breaking the Veil, Chris goes through this by talking about the plan for breaking the veil between C197 and the 1218 halves of this very Earth in this very universe 211987 of Prime Timeline 1C. A couple of things I want to highlight first. Firstly, Chris Chan's starting to look a bit old. Hadn't realised. Yeah. Second, Chris Chan's still using that green screen, low quality mic, and audio is horrific. So is the visual, to be honest. Not entirely sure why the Royal Albert Hall has to be your backdrop. I've been there, please don't. But let's see what's going on with Chris today, and why there are some new medallions.
Hey everybody, this is Christy Western Channel Sanchi Prime here once again.
Yes, indeed, Kiflam brother.
Getting it all channeled and centered is good, because I have a very important announcement to make, which I'm going to tell you about. So, I have this personally written out. I personally wrote this out, so I know what I'm talking about. But we are giving you the reasoning behind the dimension merge, what we are doing to further complete it.
Do forgive me if I hide my excitement behind a veil of apathy. I don't want to give off any indication as to just how excited I really am about this. And the fact you've written it out tells me you've been super professional, really delving in deep into your spirit, soul, and bullshit.
The project where we break the veil. All the honesty and everything.
Yes, nothing reeks of honesty more than telling me you're about to be honest. Thanks for that, Chris.
Okay, small eyes. So forgive me if I am looking at it this way, but I do mean it with every intention possible and in all honesty. So, for those who don't know, I am Jesus Christ the Western Channel Sanchi Prime. Identified after many a soul-searching time and divine and introspective revelation.
Was the revelation that led to this epiphany moment situation type deal that it is in fact possible to poop yourself while standing in a queue to buy McDonald's?
Now, the goal in breaking the veil. We as a community have been waiting hundreds of years for the dimension merge, the tangible reunification of this very Earth, divided into two with a dimensional veil in between.
Honestly, I am so excited for the dimensional merge, my thetan levels are about to go through the roof. Although it could also be my blood sugar.
Stronger magics and individuals and creatures who were considered mythical or too powerful were separated from us in the days of King Arthur by his order upon Merlin the Magician.
Merlin the Magician, huh? That's cute. You sure you don't mean sorcerer, mage, sage, wizard? No, actually maybe Merlin the Magician is a better idea, because at least we know that particular Merlin came from Temu.
The Earth half that is being remerged with ours houses the original fictional cartoon and live-action characters and individuals. This merge has been integral because it was foretold in prophecy after the division of the Earth would become undivided and everyone and everything comes together tangibly and magic returns in dispelling all those who are the worst and darkest of evils.
Do you think if this dimensional merge happens, the past will be forgiven and forgotten? Or perhaps a neuralizer would exist to help with this? because I, like many, would love to forget the time you stuck a broken up Sonichu medallion up your bottom because a miner told you to.
And us all coexisting together without any divisions whatsoever. I, the one avatar of all existence, have been able to access and travel to the magic half of our Earth and other dimensions as well. I have been battling evil and dark individuals and creatures not only with the help of the special scientists and Rose Shoes companions and friends of the city of Quickville, Virginia, United States of America.
You're about to name all your collaborators, aren't you? And I bet not a single one of them is real.
But with all the individuals there, including Bruce Wayne, Batman, Clark Kent, Superman, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, Luigi, Tony Stark, Iron Man, Wolverine, the Autobots, and Guardians of Cybertron and Gobertron, the CPU guys in Game Industry, and so on.
I was wrong. They're all real. I have so much to learn.
My work has enabled me to further unlock and train my powers. I have channeled to bring our two Earth halves back together on good timing, even though it has been slow in manifesting. As the dimensionally divided Earth halves grow physically closer, it will be easier to perceive the people, characters, individuals, and even locations that have been residing on the Earth half in dimension C197.
Just out of curiosity, what are the chances your mother also becomes a part of this merge? And if that happens, since you're an evil person, goddess, what are the chances the restraining orders that may or may not have existed are still in effect because of you may or may not having diddling your own mother? It's just a curiosity. I need to know how this works so I know how best to worship.
By us on the Earth half here in Dimension 1218, not long from now, on good timing, this very Earth will be whole again in our universe 211987 in this timeline 1C, the 1 prime timeline.
Brilliant. While you're doing that, can you do me a favour, since you're using numbers and love them so much? Get your nearest Chinese takeaway menu and select the numbers for beef and black bean sauce and chicken fried rice. Thank you.
It has been close enough that I've been able to perceive Sonichu Prime, Roshi Prime, Magic-chan Sonichu, and everyone not only nearby me, but worldwide as well. Upon closer to the full completion, those without stronger psychic powers and abilities can see and act at everyone of the C197 have tangibly and without a single doubt.
Since there's a very limited number of characters within Quickville in your C197 dimension, am I right to assume that brand new avatars will exist for us lowly oiks? Of course, I don't need the Sonichu form, I've got this one, Beetle Moist. It's glorious, isn't it?
In fully completing the dimension merge, I needed to channel more of my power between connecting with everything and everyone on Earth, this universe, this timeline, and all the way to the Alpha Omega point of all existence, the beginning and the end, if you will.
You've been talking to Kang the Conqueror too, haven't you? Yeah, I saw clips of Ant-Man. I was not impressed.
With enough power, I can rip open a physical portal personally, bring some to everyone in the C197 half here to the 1218 half. While the constant prayer and cosmic work I have done here on the 1218 half through and in the astral realm, and there on the C197 half has helped a lot. I have a plan.
Does your plan involve you getting a job rather than begging for donations so that you can then get a better green screen camera, microphone, perhaps other technology, so you can go back to hoarding stuff rather than selling all your dad's stuff? If it doesn't, I'm all ears.
To finally make this fully tangible, manifest it, and complete it. I do not just wear my Sonichu medallion for style or as a symbol of high rank among Sonichus and Roshus, or even as the chronicler and creator of the media I have started and could still continue on to do so.
Are you telling me that there's something more, something greater to your creations, the goddess of Sonichu and the universe of Quickville's C197, that is? Well, now you've genuinely piqued my interest. I'll immediately start by putting some trousers on first.
This medallion acts as a focusing point for my power, as well as the medallion chakra right behind me between the heart and the throat chakra.
Over the years, there have been many creators that have purchased one of these fabled medallions and have ended up cursed because of it, their careers going down. Would I be right to assume that the only way for yours to work, truly work, without it cursing the wearer, would be if you blessed it, like the pickle priest? Perhaps blessed it in your recycled semen?
Drawing energy from this very universe and beyond as well from within myself in the chakra point, this medallion and this process works, as I am also a conduit of these very energies and powers. This is a role and power only I can personally wield.
Well, this makes more sense then, doesn't it? Yes, because of course, when you were locked up for diddling your mother, clearly the curse became more apparent because there was no one there to contain and control, harness, siphon, funnel the power through the conduit that is the goddess form of Chris-chan, a form that many of us have seen naked and would like to think if that is what a goddess or a god, a deity of some kind looks like, then clearly everyone else has a better chance in life. Thank you for that, by the way.
I have been selling replica and custom medallions online, both to give fans a chance to own one, and also because each medallion is linked with mine, the one inside me, as opposed to and as well as the physical one I wear.
Is the one inside you a metaphor, or is it a euphemism? Because I know you have put one inside you before. I mentioned it earlier when a young person under the age told you to do it because if you didn't, they'd call you a PDF. They still called you it anyway, and you put it in there pretty deep, apparently. Would I be right to assume that the one then that was removed from your bottom has then been ground down into pixie dust and then sprinkled inside the model magic clay stuff you use, the Crayola stuff, to make your medallion of legend? It's times like this where I wish the first troll that burnt your original one hadn't.
The medallions work by individuals of pure heart, both to imbue the owner with positive energy that I have personally blessed and intended into each and every single one. The more that are out there in use, the more easier manifesting the dimension merges completion becomes, as well as purifying those that still need to be purified and redeemed.
Oh, do look at that, they are blessed. I guess this means the value of them goes right up. Right, guys? I remember when Chris-chan first started selling these, along with other things, to try and drive up them funds that were needed to buy things rather than paying for bills. And my first thought was, when they were selling earth from the driveway, how long till Chris-chan started selling bathwater, like a certain Beldelf?
I have felt the power growing over time. I have sold hundreds over the years, and I have felt increasing awareness and clarity about myself and my life over the time.
Did you at any point think you were a professional engineer or had qualifications in that territory? Because I know of a YouTuber who lied about that but has also worn that medallion. What about another one that went on to make plushies for 2 separate campaigns and then got into a bit of trouble but also has an obsession with mayonnaise? Which, by the way, when I'm in power, you're going to prison for liking mayonnaise. You're welcome.
I did have many a positive development in my life after my darkened past, and I felt renewed and recharged. I have repented of all my sins and regrets of the past.
When you say repented, did this involve any self-flagellation, like in the Da Vinci Code with the cat o' nine tails? Or did you repent to yourself because you're a goddess? Did you repent at church? Maybe you went to GameStop and said it there to the Snyder guy. You repented at the window while crying that you could come in and bully people over Pokemon cards. It's weird that I say that because I've seen adults now do the exact same thing with vending machines, fighting over Pokemon cards. If they really thought about it, the investment that mattered the most would be the one that they actually carry on them that's free, that they could sell for a lot of money. Their virginity. They could buy more Pokemon cards with it.
I have set and reset my intentions for the better change in common good and conduct, even though I was not made to simply blend in. I think that was clear between being born autistic, as well as making that carrot type of cake back in high school in the home ec class.
I really hope this all goes into the Chris-chan Bible, so when we go to Bible studies I can tell people about it.
All this time, I have been focusing my positive energy, motivated by the good and bad times, and the further energies from everything and everyone into the final ripping of that dimensional veil.
I have no doubt in my mind the only way you're going to achieve that is with a newer conduit, something stronger, perhaps more conductive to channel and harness that power. If only someone had some kind of receptacle for this. A receptacle of which we'll have to discuss in another video, because I've run out of time. I'm really sorry. If you want a part 2, smash the likes, let's get to 500 lickies, and I'll do a part 2 tomorrow. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below as well, by the way, guys. I'm going to be streaming here later some Amber, because, well, she's back to stream. So, Kiflom brothers and sisters and other. And I'll see you later.